Hey ninth graders, this is Miss Stapp, and it's asynchronous day. I'm creating a quick video to help walk you through the assignment. So we are on B4, where you're developing accurate and detailed planning drawings and diagrams and outlining the requirements for the creation of your chosen solution. Now our solution's a little different. We are not actually drawing a physical product, so we have been working on B3 making these script planners. And by planner, I mean there are certain elements that will carry throughout your whole podcast series. For instance, maybe the intro words are always the same, maybe the intro music is always the same. Now, today, each one of you, whether you're in a group or independent, you will be creating an episode. So, every group member will create their own episode, and a lot of those things that will carry over are fine, but all of the topic content, or actually what that particular episode is about, will be different. And I'll talk to you more about that as we move along. Now, I need you to understand that when you turn in this project, it's going to be a portfolio where you have one finished podcast and a script planner that goes with that podcast. However, in order to show that this is not a one-off, but a whole series, you are also going to create two more script planners. So if you had a client, you would go and you would show them a sampling of your podcast episode, and this is the script planner, and this is what it looks like. And then I have two more consecutive podcast episodes planned for the future. Okay. Today, what I want for you to do is at least get one script planner episode uploaded. In the end, there will be three. And if you had extra time today and you wanted to create three independently, that's fine. But at least one. So as I go through, don't be confused when you see that I have talked about three, because on April 12th, I think, when we hand this in, there will be three script planners in total. All right. We're going to skip over a little bit of this. After you listen to me and hear the outline of what we're going to do today, I would like you to watch this video right here. It's a tutorial on recording, editing, and publishing on Anchor. And it's really great. It might also give you some ideas of some things that you can put in your script planner. So I've written here, remember that preparation is key, and that's why we're creating the script planner. It isn't a script like for a play where you see word for word everything that's being said, but it is quite detailed, and I would like your topic content to be as detailed as the one I create and I share with you. Each of your planners will have certain things, and I hope most of the things on this checklist will appear in your planner. But I've also created a little content system for you that I would like to be turned in as well. So when you're planning and doing a podcast, you're always brainstorming and thinking about what consecutive episodes will be like. And that's what I've done here. I have introduced to you my main topic. That's my main topic or my podcast name potentially. It might also be in your log line. What is this whole podcast about? And I place that at the top. Then I have topics that will come up that I'm going to talk about throughout this series. And potentially I'm going to do wellness, relationships, and education. And I've broken these up even further into episodes. I'm going to do an episode on wellness, and it's going to include health, nutrition, sleep, exercise, and vitamins. I'm going to have one on relationships, and it's going to have these things, and one on books, it's going to have all of this. So as you can see, this is kind of a brainstorming session. When you are working with a group or independently on something like this, you want to be planning ahead and getting these ideas down and then setting up a calendar eventually as to when you are going to do all the recording and the work in order to get these episodes out in a timely manner. So this is kind of a system that will allow you to keep brainstorming as you go along and adding new information. You will be turning in something like this today for me with at least three topic ideas. Those topics can be episodes, further outline what's going to be in those episodes with a few little details. And you can see how I have done it. You can arrange this a little differently. It can be more detailed. You can, if some of it is redundant, you can take some of it out. But I at least want to see what your brainstorms are for future topics of 3 episodes and potentially what some of the little details are going to be. You'll use those ideas from that brainstorming outline in your script. And here I have an example of my script. This is for my podcast called Things to Do. I have these things that you can see are came from my checklist. And here is my content system that goes along with this particular series. And you might recognize this. This is my same outline planner that I used last time. This was my chosen design. I had it annotated. Now I've taken off those highlights and I will use this same plan moving forward. It has the same intro music, intro. It has the same outro music and outro, but some things might change a little bit. Potentially my sponsor message will change. But this is what I really wanted you to look at is I have topics. I have 3 topics that I'm going to talk about in this episode. And what I'm doing again is this is things that your family can do. And I have 2 topics I'm going to bounce back and forth on. And one is out and about things for your family to do as far as entertainment. And I decided the other topic would be at home. Every other time it'll be like quarantine entertainment, board games, and things like that. And so I share with you what those episodes are going to look like. I have my out and about episodes are going to be escape rooms, mystery theater, family mic night, and then my at home episodes are going to include Jackbox TV, board game night, and other such things. And then I've broken it down a little bit more. I've told you inside of those escape rooms, which escape rooms I'm going to review and other things that are going to happen. Some of my brainstorming on those podcasts. Now here's the script planner for the episode that I'm thinking of called Just Need an Escape. It's nice to have its own episode name. That means that helps other people find it if they hear it out there and they think, oh, I know what Abby Stapp did. That's something about an escape room. And they should be able to look through my titles and hopefully find the podcast when they want it. The first topic I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about North Texas escape rooms with an overview of the group size, room themes, schedule, level of difficulty, and average time to solve them. I'm going to interview the owner about what you should expect when you're bringing a group into that escape room and how I can make a reservation. I've got an interview I'm going to do with staff about assists, and potentially I would like some funny story. I'm going to see if that owner or the staff can give me some interesting story about a group that was there. I'm going to use some sound bites recorded in the room. I really want to do that, so I'll be recording a lot of sounds I hear of other groups and my own group. Then I'm going to interview the group that has already participated outside of myself. I'd like more sound bites, and then I'm the host, and I'm going to talk about my experience with my co-host going with a group through that room. Now this is just a plan. However, if you don't have a recording plan and you don't have ideas from things that you want, you're not going to get it. So now I have this outline of things that when I go into this escape room that I'm going to be trying to record and asking during my interviews of groups that I've already gone in and asking my owner of the North Texas escape rooms and staff and so forth. So a plan is really, really helpful. And that's what you're creating here. I've done the same thing with my other topic. I'm going to do another escape room kind of in the same manner. And then finally, my third topic is I'm going to compare the 2 rooms and mention other escape rooms that I'm not going to go and see and do interviews of, but mention some of the other escape rooms in the area, maybe go over Yelp reviews on how they were experienced by other people. Got my closing remarks and so forth. Now, your script does not have to be exactly like mine. In fact, while you watch that video tutorial that talks about how to use Anchor, they had some really cool things, some amenities on that site you could use. Like they have a place that people can respond and ask questions about your podcast, you could potentially add that and have a question and answer session in each of somewhere in this outline. There were other really neat things. Again, your podcast outline, your script planner does not have to be mine. Um, Pull in other new and interesting ideas, add things. I was talking to a student yesterday and they said, well, I want every podcast to not only have a regular intro, but to have an intro to what I'm going to do in that episode. She said, can I call that intro segue? I said, brilliant. Please do that. Make this podcast script not like mine, but exactly like you want this to go. So you're in ninth grade and you can certainly adjust and manipulate this to be your own. Make it perfect for you and your group. That is what you are going to upload to me. All right, let me show you where this is. You will have access to a worksheet where you can do this. I'm looking at Adam's really quick. Under his formatives and under your formatives, when you go to yours, you should scroll all the way down and you're going to see one that says Podcast B5. When you open up Podcast B5, it's going to give you an assignment checklist. It says create 3 podcast episode scripts. Please remember that's in the end. Today, Friday, asynchronous day, you have to at least upload 1 episode scripts with a kind of detail you heard in my exemplar. That isn't word for word what is being said, but that is a general outline of the things that you are looking for during your recording and that you will talk about with guests and so forth. 1 podcast episode script. Eventually, we will have 3. If you do this really fast or you've already got it done, maybe you do want to do 3 today. I will certainly look at those. I have what your podcast must include. I have an example of the podcast system. Of the content system there. And your checklist. You will take your podcast planner that you created in B3, step 2, paste it here, and then add that topic content. If it's really fast for you to do the 1, maybe you add and do all 3, and then you'll be done later on in C when we do that. Okay. Upload what you get done for today. Now, don't go crazy spending a lot of time. I hope this only takes you less than an hour at the most. I'm thinking about 30 minutes, especially if you've been keeping up with the work and you have that script planner ready to go. It might not take very long at all. So upload this. Again, you can cut and paste this from Notebook to a Google Doc or something like that, or take screenshots of Notebook, upload to ManageBack, and I will give you credit for Friday. Happy weekend. I will see you next time.